Oh, howdy, lovers. This video, I think, is going to be called Pearl Jam Bugs. They'll make you a Buddha. I just finished an hour-long Vipassana meditation out here in nature. And I want to talk about, although I've made a video about this before, I want to talk about it a little bit more in depth and refer to the Pearl Jam song Bugs from their album Vitology, which was the album that really got me started playing music. Not that song in particular, but it's one of their offbeat, quirky little tunes from that album. And so I just sat for an hour in nature against this beautiful tree. And I'm not against it, but by it. And I sat with the bugs. I allowed myself to be with the flies and the ants and all the little bugs that I don't know names of that crawl all over you while you try to meditate and be peaceful. And what this does, when you sit and you decide, I'm going to sit with these bugs, there's one on my arm right now, oh, it went away, is you realize that I've made this decision and I'm going to stick with it no matter what happens. And these bugs will crawl all over you and create sensations all over your body and distract you like you wouldn't believe, and yet make it, if you can overcome these distractions, make your meditation that much deeper. And they say all Buddhas are created under, well, let's not say that. One of the teachers at the Vipassana retreat said Buddha is created under a tree. And I would agree. I mean, the story of the Buddha, he attained enlightenment under a tree. And most certainly, 25 or 2,600 years ago, there would have been bugs also. And so if you can allow bugs to crawl on you and not be weirded out and freaked out and move all the time, occasionally they bite and it's a little challenging. And even myself, even though I've been sitting with bugs for a while, I'll shoo them off, the ones that bite. But that's pretty rare. However, a few weeks ago I was trying to sit out here in the same spot and there were these red bugs, and they were biting like crazy, and I had to actually go in the house because I just couldn't do it. Most of the time, though, you can find a spot where there's not bugs that will bite you so much, and it's really just flies and ants that you have to contend with. And because what it does is there are really only two things that mental states, I guess, that keep us from peace, and that's craving and aversion. And craving is when you want something that's not here. You're not happy with what is now, and you want something that's not here. And aversion is when you want to push something away that's here, and you're not happy with it, you don't like it, you have antipathy towards it, and you just want to push it away. And so there are two things that we need to deal with in our meditations and in our lives on the path towards enlightenment, and these two things are both craving and aversion. And probably they're equally challenging, but seemingly aversion is more challenging. Things that we don't want in our life, we try to push away. It's the pain-pleasure principle. We want to move towards pleasure and move away from pain. And from a psychological standpoint. And when you sit with the bugs, it allows you to slowly, it'll be challenging in the beginning, but slowly overcome your aversion. Because as you sit with the little ant crawling all over you, up your face, and I had a bug a couple days ago, crawling. I thought it was going to go in my ear. And you just stay with your meditation technique, and you allow it to be there. There's one on my anyways. And you allow it to crawl wherever it's going to crawl. On your head, flies and ants on your head, on your face, and you stay focused. It's so much harder to focus with bugs crawling all over you. So if you can do this, it's a real testament to your ability to be one-pointed. And this is the goal of meditation, is to develop one-pointedness so that you can become absorbed into the ultimate reality. And it's like if you wanted to, let's see. Well, let's use the Goenka's analogy from the Vipassana meditation course. If you want to, say you want to dig a hole through this, get to China. If you're in North America, anyways. If you dug a 10-foot hole, and then you realize that I'm not at China, and in his example, he's talking about finding water. You dig a 10-foot hole, and you realize I didn't find water, or I'm not at China yet. And then you go, and you're like, well, I should try another hole then, because I didn't get there yet. And you dig another hole, and you realize, you dig 10 feet, and I'm still not there. And then you go and you keep digging different holes. You never get there. And so if we can sit with bugs and just allow them to be there, we will dig through the superficial levels of the mind, the levels that get distracted, that react to the sensations, and get in touch with the level of mind that is the incorruptible nature of our being, the source that is the foundation of all activity and phenomena. And when we get in touch with that source, you can do it without meditating with bugs, but this is really an advanced meditation. And I'm going to spend as much time in nature meditating as I can now, because I realize the power and benefit of it. Not in the wintertime, of course, but if you can sit with bugs, it'll really get you in touch with aversion. And what happens is, as you can sit with something that is unpleasant and allow it to be, then as life comes at you, you can be unperturbed and peaceful and equanimous throughout the trials of life, because you realize the nature of impermanence also. You realize this too shall pass. And that's another thing that bugs will do, is you'll have a fly that lands on you. And here we go. One just landed on me right there. See that? Oh, it's gone. There, it's crawling. And so a fly will land on you, and you're meditating, and you're more sensitive. And as you sit there with this fly on you, sometimes it'll sit in one spot, and you'll feel it just moving around a little bit in one spot, and you realize this is going to change. This is impermanent. This sensation here, this fly, this bug that's bugging me, is going to change, and it's going to move, and it won't always be there. It'll find something else to get its attention and realize there's no food here, and it'll move on. And so all states are impermanent. All states come from the mind. You can't perceive that perception except through the mind, and therefore you create your world in your mind. And so now back to the Pearl Jam song, Bugs. I don't know if Eddie Vedder is a meditator or not, but this song, Bugs, it's like, I got bugs in my skin, tickle my nausea, what happened again? They're always taking over. I got bugs in my room, one-on-one. That's when I had a chance. I'll just stop now. I'll become naked, and with them, I'll become one. And so I'm going to try to put this song at the end of the video, or at least a link to it. So, and he's saying, whether he realized it or not, I think he was tapping into a higher intelligence, whether he's a meditator or not, and that if you sit with the bugs, you can transcend the level of that gets bugged, and feeling all the bugs on your skin, crawling around, distracting you, and in the end, with them, you become one. You become one with the bugs. You can transcend the level of the body and the mind and get to the level where you're one with these bugs. And so now I'm going to end this video and try to attach the song Bugs to my video and post it so you can enjoy it. And I hope this has given you some insight into a more advanced method of meditation that I hope you'll indulge in and practice regularly, because it'll really help you to deepen your practice and become one. See you later. Love you.